Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to another installment of my weekly vlog series, Live Your Dream. So, this is where I am sharing whatever that I have learned in my journey of pursuing my dreams, of going after something that really matters to me, of creating a worthy and meaningful purpose for myself in my life. And I started recording these vlogs a few months ago because I felt that there's a lot that I want to share about what this journey is like. And sometimes we go on social media and we look at these pictures, right? And a lot of times it's very curated, or people put their best side forward, or they share the highlights of their lives. And I'm sure maybe on Facebook you would see more of people sharing their day-to-day stuff, or maybe things that have happened to them. But usually that's to their friends or something. Well, anyway, most of the time, social media, it's not real. It's not what the reality of things are like. And when we see pictures of people doing well, of seeming to have a lot of accomplishments and achievements in their life, hashtag life goals, hashtag carpe diem or whatever. It's easy sometimes to feel like, at least for me, sometimes I feel really unhappy with how things are going for me, because I would compare myself to what I see on social media and feel like I am missing out on something. So that's where the whole, FOMO, or fear of missing out, happens as well. And yeah, and so my objective for doing these vlogs, part of it is also challenging myself to really just be able to be myself in front of a camera, because otherwise usually I'll tend to put on this I guess a happy mask and be like, "Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn," which if you see some of the vlogs, you would totally see that mask that I put on the moment I hit record, which is not authentically, truly myself either. And yeah, so I struggle a lot with, how do I really just express myself authentically in front of people? And sometimes, well, most of the time, I feel like the person that I am in front of people is not at all the person that I am when I'm not in front of people. And I know it's probably a very normal thing, but I'm starting to get a sense these days where the moment I'm in front of people, or in front of a camera that I know people are going to be watching, is automatically this mask just you know finds its way to my face, and then I am no longer really truly myself. So yep. So those are my personal goals in recording this. I mean, to share what I've learned, and also to challenge myself to be able to learn how to put aside those masks and filters and just really be myself, and share whatever it is that I really want to share, the truth about what this journey is like. Because a lot of times, in between the highlights that we see on social media, or that we ourselves share on social media, a lot of it is really day-to-day kind of mundane stuff of life. And then there's also the downs in our lives. And one of the misconceptions I think about the journey of pursuing our dreams is that we think that it's always, we think that we have this misconception that if I'm pursuing my passion, then I'm always going to feel excited about it. I'm always going to be looking forward to it. Things would be easy because it's something that I'm good at and I love doing it, and so it will come easily for me. But actually, that's not the truth of how it really is. I mean, maybe for some people it does come easy for them, and they're always excited to pursue their passion and all that, and follow their dreams and stuff. But most of the time, I would say it's really not that easy of a journey, at least not the way we perceive it, or the misconception that we have. Um, and this is because whenever it comes to something that we consider as a worthy and meaningful purpose for ourselves, something that is worthwhile pursuing in our lives, it's almost as if something that is worthwhile as a pursuit, it's almost like it automatically comes with challenges. Because if something, if you pursue something and it's really, really easy, and everything just comes easily for you, at some point it's gonna start to feel a little bit boring. It's gonna feel a little bit like there's something missing, like there's no challenge. There's I don't know, like what's the point of this, and then maybe because when things are easy too, right, we don't actually have a chance to challenge and grow ourselves or evolve, because it's only when there are challenges then we have to learn how to adapt ourselves to be able to handle them. Maybe it's like learning a new skill, maybe it's developing a certain personality trait or something, like upgrading ourselves to be able to rise to that challenge. Or maybe we don't even know what we're made of until we're presented with that challenge. And I would say, when it's something that is worthwhile and worthy and meaningful, then it's, automatically it definitely comes with something challenging. It definitely comes with a hurdle we have to overcome, because it's only in that process then we'll learn something new from that. And then, when we are able to get past that hurdle, when we're able to overcome all the odds that are against us, which most of the time are the internal barriers that we have, like telling ourselves that we're not good enough, that, I'm not important, whatever I do doesn't matter, people are going to judge me, blah, 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 all these internal voices that we have, which isn't the reality around us most of the time. And so, being able to overcome all these things and other external obstacles that come our way when it comes to pursuing something that matters to us, that is then what makes the journey worthwhile. That is what makes the whole fight something worthy. That is what makes us feel like, wow, I've really done something worthwhile here. And I'm sharing this today because I'm at a point now in my journey where I kind of feel like I might have lost sense of what am I really doing it for, lost a purpose, I guess, or lost sight of my purpose. And I feel like, there's a lot of stuff going on right now for me, and I'm still like functionally moving along and getting things done, but somehow I've lost the sense of what am I really doing it for. So it's like a lot of just, doing to the point that it's almost like a routine now, because every day I draw 2 penguins, well, 5 days a week I draw 2 penguins as a drawing practice, and I make sure I put in time in the studio as well, where I'm, trying really hard to develop a new series of works, hopefully for an exhibition, but I need to develop a series of works first. And at the same time also, dealing with like not being able to travel and continue my mural series at the moment. And then in the meantime also, for the last almost 6 weeks now, my cousin is still in critical condition in the hospital, and it's reached a point now where medically they have done everything that they could for him, and it's really just like divine intervention at this point. And also maybe waiting for some sign from the great overarching divine being, God or whatever, sign from the universe as to what to do next, and all these things are just in my space at the moment, and it starts to feel like everything that I'm just doing every day, it just starts to feel like, what is it for? What's it all for? Because I don't know if I'm seeing the results that I want. I don't know if I'm expecting too much out of the process at this moment. And that's at the same time also with what's happening with my cousin, it's like, it kind of makes me also reflect on my own life, and I keep questioning like, what have I done with my life? What have I really done with my time here? And if I had made different decisions 10 years ago, where would I be right now? Would I be more successful now? Would I be, not have to worry so much about money at this point if I had made different choices 10 years ago, or something, and I start questioning all these questions start to like get into my mind and my space, and and then at the same time, it's like I still need to be functional because I have other roles and obligations to fulfill, as a leader in my coaching and personal development community, especially these few weeks. Plus, I think also there's this whole like in the middle of the year, usually there's a little bit of a slump, because it's kind of like, every time we embark on a journey or a project, right? Like when you reach the halfway point, that's usually where the barriers are at the highest. Okay, so there's all these different factors that are just coming into my space, and they're, in my journey at the moment. And And yeah, and so I guess what I'm sharing is that this is a very normal part of the journey where it feels like nothing is working, where it feels like you have no answers, no clarity, um, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And you know, even with these vlogs, it's like, why am I even recording them? What is the point of all this? Um, it's tough. It's tough also because there are not many people out there that who are on this same journey, who will understand what it's really like to be struggling with these things, because most people just kind of, you know, have a job, have money, kind of go through the motions of what they think life is supposed to be instead of pursuing something that really matters to them. So I guess to sum it all up, what I want to share is that whatever stage you're in right now in this journey, um, there are going to be times where things feel unclear and uncertain, and you may start to question, what are you doing? And maybe everything that you have been working on just seems to fall flat. Maybe, you know, there's this temptation to like stop everything that you're doing and go like do something else. Um, and you know, there's no right or wrong answer here because only you know yourself best. And what I will say is that I guess this is the time where in a way it's like a test. It's like you gotta just keep going at it until something happens, and keep to whatever it is that you have promised yourself thus far, and at least make it through that and make it over that hurdle first. Maybe for all you know, it could be a time that you also need to just take a break and take care of yourself for a little bit before continuing. I don't know. I guess, yeah, what I'm saying is that hang in there. Whatever difficulties you are struggling with at the moment, ultimately at the end of the day, this too shall pass. And I think one of the lessons that I'm learning in life is that because everything passes eventually, um, it's not so much, you know, us trying to get through things as quickly as possible, but it's about how do we make the most of the current stage that we're in, and just make the best that we can of it, and just try to enjoy it as much as we can, even though it just feels so uncertain and so confusing and so frustrating at times. So if you have enjoyed today's video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments, or you can also directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. I'm still here. I'm still gonna continue doing these vlogs, even though it might be really difficult for me, but I'm still here because I've promised myself that I'm gonna do this. And yeah, so I will see you next week.